Thank you for joining us tonight on Sports File with me, Enes Quanting. I've got guests in the studio seated already. Tonight we're doing something special. Aside our discussion on the making of the Premier League 2016, we'll also make time to do a live MTN FA Cup draw. Many of us have been busy the first few days of this week frantically discussing the flying start made by the Ghana Premier League 2016 after a massive delay following, we all know, the myriad of issues from poor decision making, the management of the product generally, legal wrangling, and the lack of sponsorship, etc. I'm sure you're all aware of the issue. So that a league whose start was badly threatened by possible legal actions had a super takeoff with what many describe as a fulfilling weekend, because the quality of games at the respective game venues were so good. Results were fairly unpredictable. Patronage, we say generally, was okay as well. Tonight on Sports File, we do the Ghana Premier League with a focus on that memorable start, the factors that went into the big start and the plans to grow the product in the midst of the many difficulties. Keto Kweku is executive chairman of Dreams FC, Premier League new boys, and the only club that won away on the opening day of competition. Big win for Dreams FC. They're led by their coach C.K. Akono. Ket is also the chairman of the FA Cup committee at the Football Association. He's joined by commentator William Graham, who will be joining us to do the discussion tonight. The gentleman will help us discuss the MTN FA Cup 2016 and conduct a live draw for lower division clubs for the first round of the competition. We'll do a quick break. When we return, I tell you about the stellar cast. We have the likes of coach of Hearts of Oak joining us tonight, Dreams FC coach, and some dignitaries from the football fraternity locally. We're back shortly. Stay tuned. The break, Sports File is live on Metro TV. Gentlemen, thank you for your time tonight. Ket, so your team was the only club that won at the weekend away from home. Dreams starts. You describe it, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, it is a positive start for the lads. But I must be honest to say that we very much prepared for the encounter. We knew very well that going to the Robert Mensah Stadium was a Herculean task. Okay. Our manager, Charles Akono, worked very hard with the boys, especially building up a correct mental attitude for that epic encounter. So, yes, we knew it was going to be difficult, but the boys gave out their all, and at the end, it was enough to get us 3 sweet points.
Bill is a Premier League commentator. My guy, you know, as at Friday, there were issues about the Premier League starting at the weekend, but there was this massive start. Right. We've all been talking about the massive start. Did you expect that?
Yes and no, because one, I was thinking...
How could you have two answers for one question?
Yeah, because I was thinking the media basically had, we had reports that the league was going to be postponed and suspended and stuff like that. So in terms of getting to know how many people were going to come to the stands and watch the game, I was really confused. But when we went to Sogakope, for instance, for the Wafa Kotoko game, and I saw the massive crowd, and I saw...
When you got to Sogakope, you thought the games would happen at the weekend?
Yeah, because basically the euphoria around the whole place was huge, and around I got to
when as a broadcaster, as a commentator, when did you get confirmation that the games would take place? Because I got Friday we're all waiting for.
We have a text message, a group page, platform where we communicate with the FA and stuff like that, POB. So
the FA communicated to you
straight away
on
Friday, and on Saturday morning everything was set. So we knew we were going to.
How would you describe the weekend, the starting weekend?
For me, it was massive. I saw pictures not only from Wafa and Kotoko, but I saw pictures of Techiman City and Bekum Chelsea game. I saw Dreams FC and Dwarfs, and I was like, really? Is that happening in Ghana? Okay. Because the argument basically was Ghana football was dead, that eventually people are not attracted to go to the stands to watch the games. Then you come to Accra Sports Stadium, and it's all about Hearts of Oak and the Japanese community in Ghana. And I said, okay,
and the sushi football. We'll get into that.
So our football is back. And for Wafa, for me, if you ask me, and I'm sure we're going to go there. I was happy for the indigenous in the community. I was happy for...
In Sogakope?
Yes, and I was happy for the local economy, basically. That's where I look at the whole argument. I'm not talking about the fans.
Because we're not doing economics tonight.
Yeah, we'll talk about that, but I'll tell you more.
there are those who believe what happened at the weekend was a mistake and that it won't happen again.
What do you mean?
No, that maybe it was a one-off.
If it was a mistake, I would say it was a sweet mistake.
Sweet mistake.
Yeah, but having said that, it is a fact that
is it repeatable? Is it something that would repeat itself?
Yeah. I mean, look, for the first time, we had Premier League games in Ghana at the same time when there were EPL games, okay? And we've been fighting both mentally and physically against the EPL. But Ghanaians showed that they love their sport, okay? What it means to me is that it can be done, and we've been able to show over time that when we put
but what have you done?
But the crux
Ket,
of the
you are the
matter
football managers in this country.
The crux of the matter is that
did Ghana football do anything deliberately going into the weekend?
Hold it.
Unfortunately,
somebody will say all publicity or any publicity is publicity.
It's publicity.
Okay.
Whether it's positive or negative.
At the end of the day,
look at the crowd in Accra.
The emotive part of the consumers of the sport was raised to a certain level.
Okay.
For which reason everybody was very expectant.
You think so?
Oh yeah, everybody was expectant. Surprisingly, the media were over expectant. Everybody was waiting. I mean, for 4 months, there's not been local football action.
What were we waiting for? That the games will kickstart
content.
Okay.
It's a fact. For 4 months, everybody working in the media was looking for content. Believe me, we were all looking for content. And then content arrived. Okay. Now the period.
What are the fans waiting for?
The content. Same entertainment. Okay. The period between the time the fixtures were released and the time the referees blew their whistle was a time for everybody to think, oh, okay, yes, it's going to happen. Yes, it's coming.
But for a product that had been lampooned, maligned, rubbished, did you expect that it would work at the weekend?
Look, I would not want to buy that it has been rubbished and blah, blah, blah. There are about 1,001 media houses in the country. There are certain sessions who believe that the product is not good enough. And there are other category of media personnel, of football stakeholders, who also believe that the product is still viable. Okay, so we had a mix. At the end of the day, any kind of publicity is publicity. Okay, those who hit against the product also ended up publicizing the product.
I'm interested in what the
at the end of the day, believe me, let me say this. At the end of the day, the amount of airtime for the first time our media outlets committed towards our local football that weekend was amazing.
Was remarkable. Okay, so did the FA do anything deliberate going into the weekend that, okay, we're going to try to sell this, we're going to try to make this work this weekend?
No, I think the FA was clear that the competition was going to start. Believe me, it's unfortunate that media houses run after every information that comes out, but the FA was very, very clear. Indeed, when somebody decided to divert attention, the FA came back very strongly and said that, yes, blah, 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 but the calendar is still on. And at the end of the day, local people or Ghanaians again show that they love their sport.
Okay. Billy, what did the trick? What would you say accounted for the weekend? Massive turnout and the discussions we're having about it.
Let me say this. You know, when we had the first J6 tournament in Takoradi, that was a starting point. That was when I realized that people were just impatient about their football. People wanted Ghana football to just move on. And so for the clubs, it was a matter. I mean, Ernest, you can bear with me that if you have clubs or players in camp for like 4 months or 3 months without any football, and you are incurring costs, I mean debt, you are worried. But eventually, so when you have the league starting, you're okay, you're relieved because you know that this is what the players want. You've signed players, they want to start, you have contract with companies, they want to see their product out there, people appreciating whatever they've actually put in there. You need to start something. I remember specifically when Ash Gold signed a contract with a certain company, for instance, what happened was the fact that the company wanted to see their product on TV. So what do? You have to make sure the league starts so the product will be on TV. And so for me, it's a matter of all of us working assiduously to ensure that whatever that we put there is working. Because I sit back and I'm saying that, look at our economy, for instance. Our economy, we will say that it's bigger than that of Zimbabwe, but their league is live on SuperSport. You go to Kenya, their league is live on SuperSport. So how is it possible that we just don't want our league to be on that platform? So we can say that, okay, fine, eventually we go to the CHAN tournament, we see Guinea, we see Angola, we see countries that we think we are better off than them, and all of them are playing a CHAN and we are not playing a CHAN. Why?
Guys, so how do we sustain this? I start with you, Ket. How do we?
Well, I think
sustain
that
this? We've got to grow it.
as clubs, we have a responsibility to also keep up the fire. I think that this season, clubs have been working extremely well, extremely a lot better. I can speak about Dreams FC.
Yes,
I can speak about Dreams FC.
I know a lot about Dreams FC and what you are doing.
And I don't need to sit here to speak about what we're doing. I think it's very clear.
I'm aware.
I mean, there are a lot more clubs who are also doing very, very well in terms of promoting club-related activities. And I think that we must salute everybody who is working towards the development of the sport. Don't forget that presser by the PLB, where clubs had a unique opportunity of showing off their strips and stuff, was also a color. Even though some of us had questions about combination of apparel companies, etc. Somebody using Kappa and Nike on the same platform, and Nike and Adidas on the same platform. I mean, but it's a learning curve for everybody. It was a big step by all of us.
We're wrapping up, guys, on this one. How do we
sustain
continue with this?
I think that we've started the work. It doesn't stop from what happened over the weekend. I think that we still have a lot of work to do. I think that it's important all of us appreciate what we have. If you don't appreciate what we have, nobody's going to appreciate it for us. I mean, we talk about other countries and their leagues that is happening, and I think that is important that we forget about the past. We think about the future, because
what sort of Premier League should we expect this season?
I'm sure we're going to have a very
super
exciting.
Fantastic.
I mean, he said it. I mean, he said it all.
Super fantastic.
You know one thing. Someone just told me today. I saw Dreams FC on Facebook. Guys, they are eating well.
Yeah,
I'm like, really?
Yeah. Okay, so guys, what sort of Premier League are we? Guys, what the standout things? Kurt, maybe 2 standout things we should look forward to defining the Premier League season for us this season.
I think the emotive part of the consumers of the sport is already showing.
Emotional
So we'll see a lot of people at games. We'll see quality, because I still believe we have quality in the local league. And I think that the media buzz around the league will not end.
Not bad, just like we're doing now.
And I think that our clubs and our administrators should understand that TV is not part of our league.
So TV is the thing. TV is the way to go.
It's part
they should allow us to take photos and allow us to do the interviews.
It's part of the league.
So that's why Kenichi and Maxwell Konedu
so it's part of it. So take advantage.
They're here at 9 p.m. when they should be with their families. Guys, thank you very much. Kurt Okraku is the executive chairman of Dreams FC, new boys in the Premier League. Remember, the only club that won away from home at the weekend. There were no draws at the weekend. How many? 8 games were played across
7 wins.
7 wins. 7 wins.
Yeah.
So okay.
Yeah.
So that's it. And Dreams FC, the only team that won away from home. They are joining us tonight to do a special review of match day 1 of the Ghana Premier League 2016. We'll also do the MTN FA Cup draw on this special edition of Sports File. Graham and Kurt, thank you very much. They will be replaced quickly by coach of Hartovo, Kenichi Yashuashi, who is joining us tonight to talk briefly about the Premier League and his sushi football, and also talk about his expectations for the MTN FA Cup. He says he is winning every competition his club will be involved in this season. But he has a very big job of ensuring that he stays till the end of the season. Hard to work off him, do not have patience like that. Let's see how that goes. Assistant coach of the Black Stars team, Maxwell Konedu, is in the studios with us. He will speak to us. Former coach of Asante Kotoko, inspired Kotoko's Premier League title win, the first of 3, remember, 4 seasons ago. We also have a number of dignitaries joining us from the Football Association head office. We'll do a quick break. When we return, Kenichi first, joined by CK Akono, subsequently the others will join us. Stay tuned. We're back shortly.